United States has the worst educational system known to science. Our graduates compete regularly at the level of third world countries. So how come the scientific establishment of the United States doesn't collapse? If we're producing a generation of dummies, if the stupid index of America keeps rising every year, just watch network television and reality shows, right? How come the scientific establishment of the United States doesn't collapse? Let me tell you something. Some of you may not know this. America has a secret weapon. That secret weapon is the H-1B. Without the H-1B, the scientific establishment of this country would collapse. Forget about Google. Forget about Silicon Valley. There would be no Silicon Valley without the H-1B. You realize that in the United States, 50% of all PhD candidates are foreign-born? At my system, one of the biggest in the United States, 100% of the PhD candidates are foreign-born. The United States is a magnet sucking up all the brains of the world, but now the brains are going back. They're going back to China. They're going back to India. And people are saying, oh my God, there's a Silicon Valley in India now. Oh my God, there's a Silicon Valley in China. Duh, where did it come from? You removed the H-1B visa and you collapsed the economy. Then Wall Street Journal editorialized against a congressman who wanted to ban the H-1B, saying they'll take jobs away from the American people. The Wall Street Journal said, look, there are no Americans who can take these jobs. These are at the highest level of high technology. They don't take away jobs from Americans. They create entire industries.
And so this, not only is this a racist thing that, oh, only the top students can be Asian. Not only is this a racist thing that, oh, only the top students can be Asian.
Greetings from the east, the north, the south, and this wicked ass west. The topic, America's imported exceptionalism. The questions, why do you think America must continue to import Asians? Let's get into it. I'm your host. I am the one.
I'm pretty sure you heard the term before, American exceptionalism. It's used by a lot of, especially white Americans, mainly white Americans. In other words, America is supposed to be so exceptional compared to other countries. But here's the thing. The little known secret is that these very, very intelligent, smart people come from other countries. Now, this is the secret that America simply will not accept. Now, we all know about racism. Racism is the cornerstone of America from the very beginning, from its very inception. America is built off of racism, but also is built off of white supremacy. Now, if you're supreme, that simply means you are smarter than everybody else. And that means every other race. Now, the cat is being let out the bag because these very, very super intelligent people that don't get the credit for Silicon Valley, these people are the anchor. These are the very, very exceptional people. Now, the term, I think it's H-1B. Those are people that are allowed to come here and study. And what America does is use their intelligence for their own innovation. Let me stop right here and let someone that have more knowledge explain H-1B. I'll be back.
The H-1B visa program is a flashpoint in the national immigration debate. The program is intended for highly skilled workers doing specialized jobs. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services received 190,098 H-1B applications for fiscal year 2019. But the program only issues 85,000 new visas annually through a lottery. Congress changed the criteria for H-1B visa applicants to what it is today when it passed the Immigration Act of 1990.
It is the most comprehensive reform of our immigration laws in 66 years.
Since President Trump took office, denial rates for H-1B applications have skyrocketed as a result of his Buy American and Hire American executive order. About 66% of the H-1B applications approved in fiscal year 2018 were for computer-related occupations. Major Silicon Valley tech companies rely heavily on H-1B workers and lobby for an increase to the annual 85,000 cap.
Now, as we know, when the president, Donald Trump, when he was running for president, he ran on a campaign of America First. And then he realized, he said, you know what? We're not so smart. So he had to backtrack. Now he's allowing 600,000 Chinese to come here to go to college if this thing go through. First he said America first. Now somebody had to whisper in his ear. And he said, hey, we're not that smart here in America. Now, you know they're not talking about black Americans because they already decided we were stupid and we couldn't learn know-how. In other words, let the truth come out. They decided that white young Americans, are not as smart as you describe them to be when you use the term American exceptionalism. Let's continue.
President Donald Trump appeared to change the nation's policy on Chinese student visas on Monday, announcing he is allowing a massive wave of students into the U.S. It's a shift from a policy Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced in May that said the U.S. is revoking visas from Chinese students.
I hear so many stories about we're not going to allow their students, or we're going to allow their students to come in. We're going to allow, it's very important, 600,000 students.
U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick told Fox News' Laura Ingraham Monday that Trump sought for the students to help the 15% of colleges who would face closures without a boost in attendance.
You know, the president must think Americans are stupid as all hell. He said 15% of colleges will close unless they get a boost in attendance. This is the same man that's cutting off Section 8, that's cutting off all forms of welfare. Businesses are closing down because of his tariff policies. And he's going to tell us, he's going to bring in 600,000 Chinese to keep the colleges open. He must think we stupid as all hell. No, he know where the brain power is. I mean, it is what it is. Let's accept it. Americans want to eat, drink, smoke, and party. Now, the Chinese, let's face it, they seem to be disciplined people. Education is important. In America, education simply is not important at all. Let's continue.
Many years, conservatives, is this idea of foreign students coming to the United States and taking spots that would normally be, obviously open to American students. The president addressed this issue as part of the Chinese trade deal, which might be in the offing.
I listened to Miss Laura. Miss Laura said, you know what, foreign students coming to America, taking the place of American students. Taking the place of American students. In other words, taking the place of white American students. See, now, if black people will say the same identical thing, that same white woman will say, there you go again. You will make statements like it's always about race. But somehow, when the Chinese come to American universities, and you think and you feel that white people should have those slots and those spaces in a university. Now it's about race. See, it's not about race when you benefit. Maybe the Chinese students are just smarter. Their IQ is higher. How about that? Because you will use that same logic against black people. Let's hear what this other white lady got to say.
And so this not only is this a racist thing that, oh, only the top students can be Asian. No,
Now, you know something, Miss White? I'm gonna use the same logic that you use. Miss White, everything is not about race. It's about merit. It's about merit. Maybe they're just smarter. They just simply may be, and I do believe they are, just simply more smarter. Let's move to the final clip.
Mr. Secretary, with all due respect, how is allowing 600,000 students from the communist country of China putting America first?
Well, the president's point of view is that what would happen if you didn't have those 600,000 students is that you'd empty them from the top, all the students would go up to better schools, and the bottom 15% of universities and colleges would go out of business in America. So his view is he's taking a rational economic view, which is classic Donald Trump.
I'd be doggone if given half a chance. This is the same thing black people fought for, if given half a chance. The case Roe versus Wade, maybe 1973. We just wanted equal education, but white America rejected it. They said no. But the Bible said you shall reap what you sow. Now, 600,000 Chinese students, probably much higher IQ, they will be going to university. And their educational level is higher than a typical American. You shall reap what you have sown. Thank you for watching. I am your host. I am